Peace, folks. Maurice here with Friends of the Congo. Have our comrade with us, Akilimali Chomachoma from the DRC. And we're going to be discussing today the latest updates from the ground. For those of you who have been reading Akilimali's blog posts, you know there's a lot going on. Maybe, Gaitan, you can share the link of his blog, the Friends of the Congo blog post that Akilimali and a number of journalists contribute to on a regular basis. You want to find out what's happening on the front lines in different parts of the Congo. The blog posts and Friends of the Congo, Friends of the Congo's website is a really good place to go to get a sense of what's unfolding, as we have reports coming in English from journalists in different parts of the country. So, Akilimali, welcome. How are you doing? Can you hear me okay? Are you able to hear me okay? Beautiful. How are you doing?
Right now I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so
The
much
situation is
for.
in the country. It's difficult, but things are doing well.
Yeah. No, I know it's late there, so thank you for joining us at this time to let us know what's going on. What's at the top of your list for sharing with people the dynamics of the social, political, and economic security situation in the country.
Yes. About the situation here in the justice, the first information is which published by Kinshasa.
Mm-hmm.
The end in the end in the middle of this month, and this government, which was supposed to be a kind of changement and a kind of for people and for citizens, but this didn't really happen. The first promise was the promise of reducing the number, because the government has at the last time 50 63 members, so it means it's only a reducing of only, and this in the period when we have a war, and when the situation is not really good, and when the people and the civilians, their costs of their daily life and the costs of institution, this is something really, really non-imaginable for so many people, and this is it's about the failure of this government, because there that this government didn't solve the issue. You should remember that it is with this government when the town of Goma and Bukavu were taken by on a security area, and on a political area, the country is not really good economically. There is so many problems which couldn't help people, and couldn't help population to live well. The president use which criteria to report the same person to the government, and to put them to the power, to make them to still to the power. by Congolese people. Another things was to include the civilian society.
Akilimali, quickly, just a few questions.
Sorry, yes?
Just a few questions so people can understand what, or at least anyways, what the government is saying. So you're saying the previous government, how many ministers were there? Ministries were there?
The previous government had around 50 exactly 55%.
For the previous had 55, right?
I mean, it's only one person which were reduced.
Wait a minute. So the previous government had 55, and part of the commitment on the from the president was this new government, new appointees, they're going to be smaller numbers, a smaller government, right? Exactly. And you said they only reduced the number of ministers by one.
Exactly. It was the Ministry of Research, of scientific research, and this is something really complicated because there are other ministries or put them together. Like we have the digital, we have a ministry of digital technologies, and we have also a ministry of digital economy. It's really difficult for people to know and to really. It's something unbelievable. And me, when it was published, I scroll on social media and asked some people, and you can see how were they put the promise, the all communication around this government. It will change. A week before, the president did a meeting to say that people who didn't give the result will not be in the government, but we should. It means he chose to protect his political family and not to protect the national interests. There is no any goal which were attained by the farm government, which is reconducted. I mean, the same government right now.
So did the president make a commitment to say, well, based on the current security situation, based on the way the economy is, based on the way things are going, we're going to bring in a new government, new people? Did he make that kind of commitment? I don't know if he's frozen. Akilimali seems to be frozen. Did you hear the question? Did you hear the question, Akilimali? Did you hear the question? Was there a commitment on the part of the President Tshisekedi to bring in like new people to respond to the crisis in the country?
The problem, two of them. The first one is the Ministry of Justice, which she's a priest, and she's working in the same with the president, and right now she were appointed as a Ministry of Justice here in Congo. I can say another to the same Ministry of Justice. There is another one which called Noela Ainagato, which were failed to even organize any kind of event or activity between she was the minister and imagine in the period when the Congo and diplomacy to give the result, she's appointing as a new minister of a new vice minister of of foreign affairs, and this is something and for so many people, this is something uh, no one can imagine something like this. No one can imagine something like this, but it means, and the choice is to maintain the same government without any result, and for sure there is no any result in the future about this government, because it's same people, or it's only some people which were moved from this
one post to another.
another ministry. It's not really a kind of changement as the national opinion we're waiting for.
So how are people responding?
Are really upset.
Okay, you said people are really upset with the decision with the new government. That's the general sentiment across the country.
Exactly, people were really upset about these things, because the president did three promises which were not in this government. First of all, the changement. It means to put the government to realize all activities as expected, to realize need of people, to respond to the Rwanda aggression, and to try the best as they can to develop a kind of solution for problems of population, and to resolve loss and waste of money, like the contract with some European football club to make DRC heart of, because it's the same person. It means for them, it like the president say work, and you should be recognized as you did, and you have again another ministry, or very complex. And the second thing that the president promised, it was that reducing of the cost of political institution to the national budget, when the Congo is trying to save some money and try to respond to so many urgent need, because everything is an emergency here in Congo. And finally, the president also didn't answer it, because as I told you, it's only one person which were reduced to the government, and this is something not understanding. And another one, the last one, is about the political inclusion of the opposition and the civil. Not one of the head, one of the leader of the opposition. It means he's an opponent, but which were close to the regime. It means it's not something. It's not like Martin Fayulu, for example, or someone like Moise Katumbi, or someone.
Speaking of Moise Katumbi, is he in exile? Is he allowed in the country?
Right now, no one knows about the issue with Moise Katumbi right now, but for sure we have also an issue with his passport, because his party, his political party, say that he didn't receive his passport from the government, and he's still waiting for his passport, and he's not moving. But the last time I knew that he were in US, and he were in California, for being precise, where the last post he posted on social media, he were in California to meet and to see how things were going on here in Congo, and how he could try in Congo, and he's not allowed to be here in Congo, because as the government didn't give him his passport according to the statement of his political party.
So that's a sign that the political inclusion that the government is talking about in order to address the challenges that the country faced as a unified force, the appointment of the new government, the continued exile of the major opposition figure, Maurice Carney, indicate that there isn't the government, the Tshisekedi government isn't on a path for that type of inclusion. Now, the Catholic and Protestant Church, with the social contract that they're pushing, advocating for, is that getting a hearing? And apparently, people are supposed to rally around that, have a national dialogue. Is that something that's being taken seriously on the part of the Tshisekedi president government?
Yes, I think about that. It's very complex, because Tshisekedi organized a kind of dialogue between him and his guys and the opposition, and he changed his security council, the security. Assistant, to say that Mr. Kashmir Kolongele to organize a kind of a consultation, that means to meet the opposition and to meet some part of the opposition. But the problem in this is that so many people in the opposition and some civilian society actors didn't really answer about it, and even some who answered to meet him directly, like for example Martin Fayulu, he didn't accept to be in his government, and he has the majority. He has to lead the country and to try to solve the problem, because for Martin Fayulu, for example, he didn't want or his party to go in the government, because they were afraid about the President Tshisekedi to say after some years, to say after the end of his second and last 5 years, the poster of the president of DRC, and to say that he didn't realize all the project, because sometimes he managed the country with the opposition and with civil society actors. So it means so many people are saying, hey, guys, solve the problem with the majority. You have already the majority. Solve the problem with the majority. If you need some ideas, we can give them to you, but you have to bring them, because you are saying that you were elected for it, and you have this mandate of because he's the first president to be elected with more than 17% from the independence of the Congo. So they say, we have to leave him, to leave him, and if he wants some kindness, some ideas, some food, few far, because we don't want to be an excuse for him at that time to don't give the power to another president after that election, saying that he didn't realize his project and he were.
And that's not so far fetched, Akilimali. That's not such a far fetched idea, because there are people within his party who are making the argument. I've heard, anyways, that seeing that he was in an agreement with Kabila and Kabila's folks during his first term, it shouldn't count. His real term actually began in 2023 and not 2019. So he should actually get another 5 years after his term expires in 2028. So what you're sharing is not too far fetched. So basically, the eastern part of the Congo is captured under occupation by Rwanda and its M23 militia. The socioeconomic conditions are dire in the country. The president promised a new government, an inclusive government, under the guise that a unified Congo is needed to combat the challenges that the country faces, particularly the security challenges, challenges of its territorial integrity. However, he hasn't, based on the new appointees, he hasn't delivered on what he promised and what he said that was needed. He felt that was needed in order to bring the nation together to address the crisis that's unfolding in the east of the country. So, if that's the case, what are the people saying? What are the opposition saying? What are the faith leaders saying who are trying to organize a national dialogue and advance the idea of a social contract? What's been their response to the moves that the Tshisekedi regime has made thus far?
Yes, about it, there is an initiative of priests, of Catholic priests, SSA and Senko and SSA, a kind of consultation, and in the conclusion of this consultation was the national consultation, because they did locally and they did also internationally, and they say that we need to discuss about what is going on in DRC, and we need to have a national point of view about what is going on. But right now, it seems like the regime of Tshisekedi, the political party UDPS, and the majority in the parliament, which is Union Sacrée, they are not really of that kind of dialogue, because they are worried about the possibility to share their power with the opposition and with other actors, which will need to say, hey, I can come with input, but I have to give me this ministry and that ministry, so I could realize this kind of activity. This is something which is really taking in the mind of politicians, and also so many people are also afraid about the possibility for the Congo and for Tshisekedi to really issue this problem with the M23 as soon as the dialogue with M23, which is a shame, still in Doha right now, still in Doha with any result. And so many people and so many politicians know that this situation will not change anything with this dialogue. With that picture we are viewing is that they consult also the President Philippe Tshisekedi, and they have his authorization to consult. And after that, they promised also to give the conclusion of all their consultation locally and nationally with political leaders. Internationally with president of all 9 neighbors and all countries which are involved, including the US, Qatar, South Africa. They were also in France, in Belgium. So it means, but the problem right now is what will really the President Tshisekedi will really do with this report and with this kind of document.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting
Very
that you say
important
that. That's interesting that you say that, Akilimali, because what we see, the reality on the ground, the New Humanitarian did a report this past week where they were just documented continued atrocities, disappearing of people, recruitment, forced recruitment of people into the security forces, executions, and just a tremendous amount of abuses that are taking place under the occupation of Rwanda. In fact, they talk about Rwandan soldiers who are very much still on Congolese soil. So it seems like there's just parallel events happening, in the sense that the reality on the ground is that people are living under occupation with the Rwandan occupation, because it's very important for people to understand that it's Rwandan soldiers that are occupying the east of the Congo, that without Rwanda's military presence, the militia group, M23, wouldn't be able to do much. So that reality hasn't changed. And it seems that what you're saying, whether it's the change in government, whether it's a national dialogue, even the Doha talks, that's not likely to have any kind of impact on the material impact on the security situation in the Congo, in the east of Congo. Is that, what you're hearing from your from your colleagues and who are in the east of the Congo and sharing, or even outside of the east of the Congo? But is this what you're hearing from them?
About this, I didn't understand the question.
Like the dialogue that's being taught, that's being presented, the peace talks, not having any kind of effect on those people who are living under occupation in the east of the country, and not likely to have any kind of effect in the
any kind of result on the ground.
Right.
First of all, they say that as a ceasefire should be respected between the M23 and the Congolese army, but this one didn't really respect it, because the M23 to get more opportunity, more land, and more villages, and to go forward, to take other positions which are under control of some which is really going on the ground, and about the ceasefire, about the situation of the population. We have the latest report of the Office of Human Rights, which reported more than 300 people which were killed in areas under control of the street, and including the killing of one of my colleague journalist in Bukavu, in Bukavu, Wilonja, which were tortured and killed, and it's an M23 commando which take him from the street, and a day after he were in another street while being injured after the actor of mistreating and also of aggression against him, and finally they found the body. This is including also the violence between women and children. This situation, it's not this situation still continue in those area, and like as Dr. Mukwege said last time, it's still the rape. It's still using the Rwanda Army and the M23 to take control of area and destabilize population on the area. And this and another fact really terrorized about the fact that the M23 is controlling the area, the Rwanda Army is controlling the area. Freedom of speech, there is no any kind, because it means if you speak today, tomorrow you will die, and people are really terrorized about and this is to not include the economical disaster which were organized by the Rwanda Army, because the people in Goma and in Bukavu lost. Many of them lost their job. Many of them lost their shop, because there is a kind of general loss of control of the town, and this people which are arrested every day without any evidence, and accusing them to be in collaboration with Kinshasa, or to be in collaboration with Wazalendo, or to be in other kind of situation which are making them to be in. It's the region under control of the Rwanda Army with the umbrella of the M23. It's really a region which there is no economic right or any right at all.
Yeah, so people are under occupation and they're under military rule. So you speak out like your journalist colleague, or if you're putting out information that's critical or of what's happening, then you could be eliminated. I'm really sorry to hear about the loss of your journalist colleague, and that really gives people a sense of the. It's not a space where definitely for journalists or for human rights or grassroots activists If you're in the East, in the Kivus, and you're advocating for the rights of the people in any way, you're in danger. And doesn't look like that's going to be changing anytime soon, especially the manner in which the Kinshasa government is handling things. Akili, speaking of the East, we saw something come out today. I don't know if you saw it, Akilimali, but the Kenyan government, appointed redeployed its ambassador in Kinshasa, and appointed what they call a consulate general to Goma. Have you seen that? It came out late this afternoon. Have you heard any?
I read that. I read that. And this is a fact that the East African community is against Congolese people, and the East African, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. There is no any other fact which can explain it really than this kind of letter and this kind of situation, because it means for them this is legitimate.
Akilimali, what's interesting, the Congo River Alliance, right? When they did their first press conference to come out and announce the alliance, and for people who are maybe not be familiar with the situation, the Congo River Alliance, Alliance Fleuve Congo, they are the political partners of the M23, right? Headed up by Corneille Nangaa. When they did their first when they came out and announced their formation, right? They did it in Nairobi, right, in Kenya.
Exactly.
Right. So here it is that just to give people a sense of the context, the M23 had occupied territory, continuing to occupy territory. The Rwanda-backed, the Rwanda's M23, which is really interesting. If you do a cursory look at media today, unlike before, they'll tell you'll see like the major corporate media in the U.S. Now they say Rwanda-backed M23. So they're finally starting to report the facts and not giving way to Kagame's and Rwanda's propaganda. So if you just consult any media, they talk about the Rwanda-backed M23. So the Rwanda-backed M23, when they were capturing territory in the east of Congo, when they were displacing hundreds of thousands of people, it's at this time that the Congo River Alliance, led by Corneille Nangaa, joined up with them. And when the Congo River Alliance came out, let's say, to the world, they did it in Kenya. So here it is that you have, and if I'm not mistaken, I think not that I'm not mistaken, the Congo itself, Kenya is a part of the East African community, which Congo joined. So here it is that you have a community member, right? East African community member, Kenya, providing a platform for a militia group, a rebel group that's sworn to overthrow the Congolese government, providing them with a platform to announce a collaboration. So with this now being issued by the Kenyan government, the General Council to Goma. Remember, Goma is Congolese. It's supposed to be Congolese territory, but it's occupied and taken by Rwanda and the M23. And Kenya is saying that we're going to appoint a council general. What I was talking to Gaetan earlier, and I said, well, the next step is like maybe the Kenyan banks are going to go in and saying, hey, we're going to serve as your banking institution for the Kivus. Right. That would be like a logical extension of what's been happening, right? First, you allow the platform for them to announce that they're organizing to take over the government. Then you appoint consul general. You're basically recognizing the Kivus under the M23 diplomatically if you're appointing a diplomat, right? So it's really interesting. What are folks? How are folks looking at Kenya and the role that Kenya is playing in all of this?
I think right now it's too early for the Congo to know about what is going on and about this situation, but there is no need of any kind of evidence that the M23 is supported by the East African community with Rwanda, and what the president of Kenya did today, it's not a surprise. It's something a surprise because we could not think that he could go so far with that plan of balkanization. But this is something which is very known by Congolese, because I can remember the situation with the M23, because one time on Jeune Afrique and to others media where the president say that there is no Rwanda back. I mean it's
Who's that? President Ruto. President Ruto said that.
It's something really unbelievable.
Yeah. So it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Congolese sovereignty. It doesn't look good for territorial integrity. So it's just really interesting to see how things are going to unfold. Apparently, according to the Doha talks that are taking place in Qatar, I think it's on August 18th. There's supposed to be some kind of it's a benchmark for advancing whatever agreement that's coming out of Doha. How is that looking? How are people responding to that on the ground?
So people are really afraid, first of all, about this situation, because in Congo right now the situation is that the situation is very, very complicated and very difficult to be solved, and there is no any evidence that the delegation went to Dakar to Doha. Sorry. And another thing is the Declaration of Principle, because one of the article of the Declaration of the Principle, it was that the sovereignty of and the unity of the Democratic Republic of the Congo should be respected. And right now, as countries like Kenya are fueling this conflict by appointing someone like a general council, it's something really bad and really dangerous, because it's giving more power and it's giving more sovereignty to Rwanda to occupy it and to still occupy that part of the Congolese territory. This is something very, very difficult and very tough to be solved. This is the first one. And about the second things, people are really want to know how Doha will really solve this issue, and how Doha will give to the Congolese authorities the Congolese territory under control of the Rwanda army-backed the M23. This is something, and so many people are really questioning themselves about what will be really the future, what will be really the tactics, and which.
Akilimali, it's kind of interesting when you mention Doha, because really, if you really look at it, Akilimali, one can say that Doha is a cover for an attempt to cover for Rwanda's military presence in the Congo, and the fact that the President Tshisekedi and his administration went down that road with the peace agreement that was signed in June, it's the quote unquote peace agreement, the Washington Accord. It's got to be really concerning. You know, we had just done like a word search in the peace agreement, and it's worth repeating that the M23 was only mentioned 3 times in the agreement that was signed between Rwanda and the DRC. Only 3 times, right? And one of the 3 was in the glossary. So here it is that this M23 that's backed by Rwanda, that exists or couldn't exist in the way it does without Rwanda, in a peace deal that's supposed to address the crisis in the East, is only mentioned 3 times. And that's what that's appeared to serve is, or it appears like an attempt to cover for Rwanda that the Congolese government went along with. And these talks in Doha just really seem to be like a sideshow, because the military might, behind the M23 is the same military might that was behind the AFDL going all the way back to 1996. Rwanda is the military force behind these militia groups that are put up to negotiate with the Congolese government. So it doesn't look good.
Not good at all. Not good at all. It's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult and very impossible right now to see. It's a kind of only a distraction. It's a kind only to disturb the mind of people, and not really to solve the real problem, because the real problem right now is the integrity of the Congolese territory, and the problem right now is to try to colonize that area, but not by Belgium right now, but it should be by Rwanda, and also to try to develop a kind of land for Rwanda, and to try to develop a kind of a country which will be friends, and which is its point of view, and which should give to Rwanda and to its company mineral resources. Mineral resources, as you said about the mention from the M23 3 times, and more than 40 times for issue of FDLR. You understand how this is difficult to be solved, and you understand about the hypocrisy of the international community, beginning by the US government, because it's a report of the US government which say that the Rwanda has more than 4,000 troops in Congo, and they say no. The M23, it's a Congolese problem which should be discussed, but ZFDLR, it's a Congolese matter. And we have to mention that there is no anyone, I'm saying anyone in of a kind of movement which came and which were organized by Congolese to attack Rwanda, and which organized. There is no any kind of movement which were organized by Congolese to say we will attack Rwanda, we will take power, we will take this, and this is the 5th time, the officially 5th time for the Rwanda, the eastern of Congo, because the first one is with the AFDL. The second one, it was with the RCD, Rassemblement Congolais pour la Démocratie. Another one, it was Sendepe. And another one, it's M23, which were defeated. It's the reorganized the M23, which came again back to fifth time. Rwanda is trying to control this territory of the east of the Congo, but they say no. You is the aggressive country. You are the problem. The aggressor have no problem. Has no problem. You have to resolve it. It's an internal issue, and there is no conflict which didn't say officially that there is Rwanda troops in the Congolese territory, and the M23, it's only an umbrella to try to cover as a Rwanda operation in the Congolese territory. This is a fact, and this is all Congolese people should prepare. I don't know, to fight for their sovereignty, because there is no any kind of issue. It is in the same hypocrisy we have now 30 years. They say we are encouraging dialogue between parties, are still dying, and the only word I can use from the US President Donald Trump is that it's a major, and more people in the latest in this world. It's more than 6 million of people which died, and which continue to die until now. And the situation, it's a problem of mineral. It's a problem of land, because they say that land is rich and we have to control it. And the only way to control it is to make sure that that population couldn't well organize itself. And we have every time when local groups and to organize something, it's a new war. It's a new war every time. It's around every 5 years. We have by Rwanda from 1995, and this is something very difficult and very tough, which should be really solved, and which should be which the international opinion should be interesting in. A shame for the world to don't about what is going on in Congo.
And no, and speaking about the minerals, Akilimali, and you're talking about the response of the international community in the U.S. President Donald Trump has made it clear that he wants access to Congo's minerals, and of course, President Tshisekedi is opening the door, to say, like, come on in, get what you can. In fact, we'll be Friends of the Congo will be dealing with this issue this weekend, on Sunday, where we're going to look into the Trump minerals deal with the DRC and the implications for the Congolese people. We had 4 women leaders who came to Washington in June, and they shared their point of view about the proposed deal, in that they didn't know about it. The Congolese people don't know about it. They don't know what the nature of the deal is. There's little or no transparency around the deal, no inclusion on the part of the Congolese people. So we're going to be tackling that this Sunday, August 17th, in Washington, D.C., along with a film screening of voices from the bottom of the EV and the green energy transition with a film called Mikuba, a film that produced by Congolese filmmaker Pene Ndaliko. So we'll be dealing with that on Sunday. So for those folks who are in Washington, D.C., in the D.C. area, encourage them to come out to Busboys and Poets on Sunday, August 17th, 5 p.m. We may stream a portion of the event. For those of you who are signed up to our email list at freecongo.org, we'll be able to send information out as to whether or not we'll be able to stream a portion of it live. Akilimali, it's late where you are in Kinshasa. You've been generous with your time and staying up late, to give us an update. What would you like to leave us with? What does the political landscape look like? I think the members of parliament, they'll be coming back soon from their vacation, right? The parliament's been out, is that correct? So let us know what's...
in September.
Oh, I'm sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
We'll be back in September, and we're trying to see, but as you know, they are under control of the President Tshisekedi, and they can't do anything which is not expect anything, something new from them. And you have to know that the September session is first of all, the budgetary session, and also they will have so many distractions, including to accept the new government, because which didn't really change at all. So I mean, there is a kind of work which is doing, and which should be so many things from the parliament, because that parliament is not really involved on issue on the ground, and that parliament is not in like another force which can force the president to respect to Congolese people in this conflict, and to try to solve the problem as soon as they can. So there is no
We lost you at the end there. Gaitan just mentioned to me you're talking about the parliament, and basically the parliament who's out on vacation, and you're saying that when they come back, it won't really make much of a difference in terms of whatever deals or accords that's been signed. And speaking of that, Gaitan had it queued up just before we go to share what President Trump is saying about this minerals deal. I think it's worth playing again before we head out. So, Gaitan, if you could just share that would be good. A good way to segue and encourage people to come out on Sunday to either in person, or if we get it up online, we'll be sharing that as well. So I don't know if you have it ready, Gaitan.
In the Oval Office, we're going to have a signing with Rwanda and the Congo. So I'm a little out of my league in that one, because I didn't know too much about it. I knew one thing: they were going at it for many years, and with machetes. It is one of the worst wars that anyone's ever seen. And I just happened to have somebody that was able to get it settled. I mean, just a brilliant person who is very comfortable in that part of the world. It's a very dangerous part of the world. I said, are you uncomfortable there? People are being killed. School children are being raided and killed. And I don't even want to say how, but as viciously as I've ever heard. Are you uncomfortable? No, that's the part of the world that I know. Very comfortable. Was able to get them together and sell it. And not only that, we're getting for the United States a lot of the mineral rights from the Congo as part of it. They're so honored to be here. They never thought they'd be coming to. Look, this is a very tough part of the world. They never thought, they were just telling me, they never thought they'd ever be coming to the White House, and they're so honored. And so we're going to give them a great big reception. But that's after many years of fighting. It's a great thing. That's at 3 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, so there you have it from President Trump himself, getting the minerals. Even though, so we'll deal with that on Sunday. Akilimali, thank you so much. Encourage folks to hit us up on our socials to get information about Sunday's event. We're at Congo Friends on IG and X and Facebook. So encourage you to join us this Sunday in Washington, D.C. as we deal with this minerals deal and a whole host of other factors, the peace deal, the works. All right. So thank you, Akilimali, again. Gaitan, can you please share the blog link for Akilimali for people who want to keep up with the reports that are coming from journalists on the ground at the blog? Akilimali provides a regular blog, and it's one of the few places really where you're going to hear the voices from the ground in English on a consistent basis. And as Akilimali shared with you earlier, that it's dangerous. Those journalists who are collecting information and getting information to us, they're under threat. So please read and share and amplify the reporting that's coming out of the Congo from Congolese journalists, and you can get that from the Friends of the Congo blog. So thank you again, Akilimali. We'll stay safe. We'll be with you. We'll have you back again soon, and encourage people to, if you want to get involved, you want to support Akilimali, other journalists, encourage you to go to freecongo.org and sign up to get involved, to take action, and to become a part of this movement for change, where we're saying we're not going to continue to normalize what's happening in the Congo, and we're going to stand with the people, irrespective of the manner in which the Congolese government is dealing with the situation. We know we have to stand with the Congolese people. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll be back with Congo Unfiltered with Gaitan. Maybe not next weekend, Gaitan. We'll probably have to fill in for you next week, but certainly in a couple weeks, Gaitan will be back and rolling with us. All right, thank you, Akilimali.
Thank you too. Goodbye.
All right, be well. Peace.